Education here at Sun can be an excellent choice for any students.
A very warm good evening, everyone. Just wanted to know how many of you here are from Andhra Pradesh? My right is from Andhra Pradesh, left is from Bharat. So thank you. For me, it's really exciting times to be here to have an interaction with all of you. When I was invited to Russia, there was a big question in my team: why Russia? There are a lot of naysayers saying, "Do we really need to go all the way?" But once I made up my mind that I wanted to visit, and in full disclaimer, this is my first time I'm visiting Russia. My entire office decided to come with me. So actually my delegation is much, much bigger than I originally anticipated. As I always say, you can take the Indian out of India, but you cannot take India out of Indian. And I think all of you are testimony to it. Wherever you go, you hold our flag high, you make India proud. And for us, as a regional political party which has India's interest at heart, we always believe in serving Indians wherever they are. So all of you know Andhra Pradesh requires no introduction. My chief minister requires no introduction. He is a legend in his own right. I think the only introduction I'll do right now is as a nation, I think we are blessed. For the rest of nation, Namo means Narendra Modi ji. But in Andhra Pradesh, Namo means Naidu ji and Modi ji together. So we are blessed because they're 75-year-old leaders. But I jokingly tell both of them that there are 325-year-olds in them. The sheer energy that these two leaders have is very inspiring. I call myself the luckiest Indian because I have two great leaders mentoring me. On one side Modi ji, the other side Naidu ji. Their energy is just infectious. It makes us really rededicate our life to the nation. As a political party, for all my voters who are already know about TDP, for the rest of India, we are a 44-year-old political party but have reinvented ourselves. If you all have seen, 50% of our legislatures are first-timers. 17 out of 25 ministers are first-time ministers. So I'm actually senior minister. I'm in my second term with Mr. Naidu. We have the youngest parliamentary party. Youngest parliamentary party here. All of you know our boy Rammon Naidu is our MOCA Minister of Civil Aviation. And he's the youngest cabinet minister ever in Indian history. So to the Gen Z out there, the Telugu Diaspora party is ready for you. It's as much as your party as it is. As a political party, we have, of course, interests of Telugu people at heart while we serve the nation. Mr. Naidu is always known for creating policies that have benefited the nation at large. In it, Andhra Pradesh has the first mover advantage. The latest policies around data centers, he was our champion. Literally was my champion in national government, working towards it, looking at changing a lot of things. And I believe now India will become the hub for data center investments for the globe. So it's really exciting times. So I'm really excited to be here. I think I spoke a lot. I'm here. We wanted to make it an AMA, Ask Me Anything session. So I didn't want to be beaten up alone on the dais. I thought Krishna also requires a little bit of beating. So I thought, okay, together we'll take your questions. So it's AMA. You can ask anything you want. We are here to answer. I believe that, Krishna and I represent the new leadership of India, the political leadership of India. We have our nation at heart. I was lucky to have Krishna be part of my delegation. Full disclaimer, he paid for his trip. I want to be very clear, he paid for his trip. My entire delegation that's with me, I paid for that trip. Full disclaimer, out of my pocket. But the reason I wanted Krishna to travel with me is it gives us great opportunity to reflect. In the plane, over dinner, in the car, we would only reflect about every meeting, every conversation we've had here. Honestly, the question that we've asked ourselves more and more is that Russia has been our greatest friend through thick and thin since our independence. I believe that in our generation, I think a lot more is desired. We can have a deep, meaningful relationship between two great nations. I've heard President Putin address speech yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I lost track of which day is where, but it was very inspiring. He spoke a lot about our relationship that India has had. The chairman of Rosatom also spoke about how Andhra can play a very important role on the eastern seaboard. So I think work is cut out for us as policymakers. To the diaspora here, I always look at you as brand ambassadors of India, brand ambassadors of Andhra Pradesh. How we behave, how we conduct ourselves reflects it forms opinions. So it's very important we keep our flag high. We make India proud. As young leaders, we are here. We are here to answer any questions that you want. Don't worry about that. We are used to much larger gatherings. So our chief minister at this age, when he goes to a constituency, takes about 1,500 photos in 1 hour. I still don't know how he does it, but he does it clearly. But we here, we'll take pictures at the end. But this is an AMA session, so you can ask any questions that you want. But I'd like to invite Krishna also to say a few words here. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Honorable Minister Lokesh ji, and Indian Diaspora here. Thanks. I know you on a Saturday evening to take your time off, travel all the way. You must have traveled not less than 50-60 kilometers Saturday for family, but you shown the commitment to be here and to interact with the Honorable Minister Lokesh ji. Thank you for taking your time. For me, I come from Andhra, you know that, but I come from a place called Guntur.
నర్సరావుపేట అదే చాలా తెలివైనాడు.
And I live in Amaravati as a constituency. And as I come from Guntur, for me, to grow up in Guntur, you don't feel alien to Russia. I say that because as I was growing up, there's a lot of tobacco trade that used to happen from Guntur to Russia, and a lot of Russians used to stay in Guntur. We used to see them very often. And they stay for not just for a week or 10 days, but they used to stay for months together. So it's not something new. And the second reason I say I don't feel alien to Russia is because I don't know how many in your generation have read those books, but at least I could read because I used to go to a library which used to stock old books. There used to be a science, very good science books that used to come from Russia all the way to India called Mir. I don't know how many of you remember that. They used to come there. Just beautiful books that they used to send on a subsidies to India. And all these libraries used to stock them. When we were reading our textbooks, they were little in a black and white color, and it's not that exciting to read, but Mir books were very exciting to read, so I used to read them. And third reason I don't feel very alien about it is because I don't know how many of you actually look at art, but have you seen Himalayan water bottle in India? There's an artist called Nicholas Roerich. He's from Russia. His art is on that. Every bottle, his art is on that. And what is the connection between him and Guntur? There is an artist called Sanjeev Dev. I think it's from your constituency, Tumapuri. There's a village called Tumapuri. Sanjeev Dev is the artist. They both collaborated and did so much of work in art, and his art was actually exhibited sometime back in Russia, and Nicholas Roerich still has a huge estate in Bangalore. So that is how much Russia-India relationship is very intertwined, and we don't feel much of when you come to this country like Russia, I don't feel much of alien here. I feel like I know this is a very good friend of ours. So yes, and also last 2.5-3 days, wherever we went, they welcomed us, and they were like showing us these are the opportunities that we have. We should explore them. So I think it's very exciting time to be here, and definitely when Lokesh ji planned his trip to Russia, a lot of people were like, "Why Russia? You're going to WEF, you're going to Singapore, you are going to US, Bay Area, you're getting Google investments into Andhra, you're getting astral materials into Andhra." But his point of view was, let me look at a different angle to the whole thing, and let me look at different avenues where to a country which is actually outward looking for investments, for outward looking to come and have a technology, and also wants to come with technology and invest in Andhra Pradesh and in India. That's why he has taken the leap. No one has done that, at least from our neighboring states. But I'm telling Honorable Ambassador, in the next few months you'll get a lot of letters saying,
Competition is good.
Saying that you want to visit. Wherever he goes, after he goes and comes back, a lot of people will know. You need to love happen here also. Once again, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
So first visit, potential of both countries where you can work more together.
See, I'm a product of Western education, and we watch a lot of Hollywood movies. Well, movies all obviously over characterize things. So do Bollywood movies. So it was a welcome change for me to come here to see it from my own eyes. So I was sharing we have a family group and then I have an extended friends group. I was sharing my experiences, and everyone was quite surprised on the progress that Russia has made as a country. What impressed me is the way technology is being used. A few of our Telugu Diaspora leaders also shared with me last night in the airport, but they were sharing with me on how easy, day-to-day interactions with government is, and the way they've used technology effectively there. I've looked at how Spur Bank has used integrated simple healthcare while you withdraw money from the ATM bank, and it has 85% efficacy in terms of getting basic healthcare parameters without any invasive process. I like that. I've seen how companies have used technology effectively. So it was quite a welcome change for us. Areas that we can work together, I think it's two-way stream. Definitely Russia is also looking for investments from Indian entrepreneurs. It was a surprisingly welcome change of how prepared Moscow government was to receive our delegation at SPIF. I was simply impressed that they identified the sectors where Andhra can help Moscow and how Moscow can help Andhra. And they were tracking how a lithium-ion company caught fire in Andhra. So it was very impressive. The proactiveness with which a city government has in attracting investments has just been amazing. So definitely when we go back, I have certain sectors, including pharma, where they're looking at investments here, and vice versa, right? Definitely there are areas, energy is a no-brainer, of course. Saying that there are various other sectors that I see opportunities. Technology is a huge sector. Healthcare is a huge sector that I see opportunities where we can bring in technology from Russia to India. No second thoughts about it. Saying that, I think it's a two-way stream. Definitely two major investments in terms of rupee value or ruble value made. One is the Nara investments, the other one is the Rusal investment in Andhra Pradesh. So it's equally important that the states nurture these investments and enable them to thrive, because I think early success is going to be critical to open the gates of investments coming through. Yeah.
Have problem with acceptance of compensation letter which are provided by university. In no other state of India have this problem. I feel only Andhra have this problem. They are asking this particular pattern of compensation letter, which not every university is not providing it. Like coming to me, I'm the only student from Andhra from my university. When I went to them and asked for the compensation letter, they told me just simple thing, no other state have this problem. Why I have to give it separately to you? University have their own patterns. Every other state in India are accepting the patterns which are given by the parent universities. But only in Andhra they are asking for specific pattern. And we have one more issue. Once they will give us the allotment letter, they will say we have the internship of 1 year. And as we are completing the 1 year, they are extending it for 1 more year. So no other state is having this problem. I'm genuinely concerned regarding this because every other friend of mine, they are getting internship of 1 year and they are completing it and they are doing their PG, like they are preparing for the PG. Like I scored this much and I'm really scared. And we have really good medical colleges in our Andhra Pradesh and I really want to work there. I want to be the part of healthcare system in India, like in our Andhra especially. But if we are having internship of 2 years, why will I waste my time for 2 years? Then I can complete my internship of 1 year in another state and I can prepare for my PG studies.
So just share the details, because honestly both of us have heard this the first time, so we are not aware of it. Yeah. I'm totally not aware. So we'll have to understand.
Yeah, I prepared one.
Perfect. Then after the interaction, I'll give you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man. Jay.
నా పేరు సదాశివ రెడ్డి. నేను మా బాలయ్య కంపెనీస్ హిందూపూర్ నుంచి వచ్చాను. హిందూపూర్ కోసం ఇండస్ట్రీస్ హిందూపూర్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ దగ్గర ఉన్నాను. మేము ఆయన లుకింగ్ ఫర్ ద ఆపర్చునిటీస్ మా సత్యసాయి డిస్ట్రిక్ట్లో అంటే అంతకు ఏం వస్తుందని చూస్తున్నాము. నా 15 years have been representing my field. There is enormous potential for the products which are produced in our district. So what we request the government is, if they can give us an opportunity to export a small segment, even 100 kg, 500 kg, small segment with huge opportunities. We can set up small SEZs, which like zones, to export small products for the small entrepreneurs like me, food processing industries to export here, we get enlarged population in the direction. For example, sir, it is opportunities like this. మన హిందూపురంలో ఒక ఫార్మర్ మార్నింగ్ పాలు తీస్తే ఈవినింగ్ ఇక్కడ కాలు చేస్తుంది. అంత ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి సార్. లాజిస్టిక్స్ ఆర్ ఇంక్లూడెడ్ లాస్ట్ product and come here. Within 2 months it can be discussed here. So that instead of going for bigger segments and seeing a lot of hazards, if we can give an opportunity with a small farmer, small entrepreneurial sector, we can create opportunities for our taluka. So whatever we produce in the Hindu in 10 hours we can export to here. So we request Honorable Minister to focus on set up a small SCGs which can help us and we can give us incentivize so that we can export the products here. Advantage is that we can create employment. Number 2, we can get very good foreign exchange as well. So we request to focus the government on that. We want to give a presentation on that, give us an opportunity, sir. We can come out and give a presentation on that. What we found in the last 15 days is that there is enormous potential for small entrepreneurs that will use in food processing industries. The food processing industries are not getting the prices there, but here a lot of very good price price bonus we are getting. That's advantage. Please, sir. Thank you so much.
The issue here is that for SMEs, there is a specific program where 175 assembly constituencies will get 175 MSME parks, where young aspiring entrepreneurs like you are given greater access. And we as a state have a separate ministry. In fact, Krishna the other day got NSC chairman down to get MSME business also to tap into the stock market for growth capital. Starting from there to creating a fund. In fact, the minister who's heading MSME, it's not under me, it's under Kontapalli Srinivas. He's actually a very young minister. He's an NRI like you. Of course, he's from the US. He's not from Russia. He returned back and he's been given the task of MSME and we're bringing in a lot of reforms for MSME. One of the policy sandbox we are debating now is that deemed approval. So you, as an MSME, you can start and we'll give you X amount of time to get the necessary permissions. So you don't need to get permissions and start. We're doing it the other way around. So he's thinking about really innovative ways of promoting MSMEs. So the EDB team is here, the 2 of them here, they'll reach out to you. See, the problem with single window currently, I believe, is not structured well. Every state, with all due respect to all the other states and Andhra Pradesh, I don't think we're doing good enough. So the whole debate that we've been having, and we're working on a system that's been led by my MSME minister, that we're going to revamp the entire ecosystem. The entire from registration, the life cycle of the project, it should be in true spirit a single window. There should not be a need for you to knock on anyone's door except that single website that will be housed under Economic Development Board. So I actually gave him the task. So Srinu and I spoke about it in the last GOM. So I think we're about 90 days away and we're going to launch that portal where it will be in true spirit delivering on the promise. Yeah, thank you.
Sir, it's a proposal, sir. On Andhra Pradesh, entertainment city, 5 kilometers radius, people are entertainment city. Okay, entertainment city. Not 5 kilometers. Because we used to go to Babu, Thailand, Russia, everywhere we are going and we are seeing the place, how beautiful, structured, city in the discipline, proper. ఎందుకంటే మన ఇండియన్ రూపీ అంతా బయటపోతుంది సార్. వీ యూస్ టు కంటిన్యూస్లీ ట్రావెల్ అంటే నేను జాబ్ చేస్తాను, బాబు వెళ్తాను, చాలా రిక్రియేషన్. సో ఎంత మనీ ఎంత మన ఇండియన్ మనీ అంత బయటకు వెళ్తుంది. అదే మనకి టేకింగ్ దిస్ ఎస్ ఆపర్చునిటీ. ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ మన రాయలసీమ సైడ్ ఒక 4 kilometers రేడియస్ ప్రాపర్ స్ట్రక్చర్గా ప్లాన్ చేయడం, చిన్న సిటీ చికెన్ సిటీ మీరు కానీ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్స్ హోటల్స్ చాలా ఉన్నాయి, మరి మంచి ప్రాజెక్ట్ ప్లాన్ ఉంది.
Well, we are attempting at a very planned city called Amaravati. Hotels and all that are coming. As a political establishment, we don't believe in gambling. No, I'm just saying. So as a regulatory framework, we don't believe in gambling, so we're not going to allow that. That has been our stand of our political party. Not NDA, this is Telugu Diaspora party stand. So we've always not allowed lottery or anything in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Since 83. This is one of the principles of Telugu Diaspora party. So we don't intend to violate it. Saying that, see, in terms of creating a world-class city, Sir was saying Amaravati, when Sir came, it was on the drawing board. Now when Sir comes back, he'll truly be surprised that we made so much progress. All investments are now getting actually grounded, seeded, built. And the buildings that we're building are designed by Norman Foster, the specifications which is global. Because some people have questioned us, why are we spending so much? We want to showcase to the world that India is capable of building world-class, iconic buildings. Because I am sick and tired of talking about a beautiful building in London, Russia, or New York. Time has come where Indians will talk about world-class building built in Amaravati. That's why we got Norman Foster. That's why we're getting the best of the best designers, one of the best great technologies to actually build out. So Amaravati is ready to do business. So you should come and invest in Amaravati.
So I have a question for you. So there is a lot of demand in Russia, particularly for handlooms and handicraft items. So why not Andhra Pradesh can look into this particular segment and direction so that we can customize our quality material and our quality designs according to Russian standard states. And there is a huge potential. I think I would like to propose this idea, sir.
No, absolutely. I mean, ODOP is a big focus push from the Honorable Prime Minister. And even our Honorable CM is very clear that product perfection is important. It is one of the 10 guiding principles of Swarnandhra vision, which is a developed Andhra Pradesh by 2047. So that's where we got successful entrepreneurs like Suchitra Yallagar, who's a co-founder of Bharat Biotech, who's doing free of cost as an advisor now to the government on handlooms. One district, one product, how do we do design, innovations, perfection. And she's so passionate about it that during the last partnership summit, I wore a band gala, a half jacket, and she got the fabric from East Godavari, and she said, you have to wear it, Lokesh. I mean, if you don't wear it, who else will wear it? So she's that passionate about what she's doing. And then she's working with the weavers. And in fact, the products that we gifted here as a delegation is all handloom. All the products that we got, including the scarf which comes from my own constituency, to the other products, are all handloom so that we can expose these products to the market. And I think we all have to just become more and more brand ambassador. And as we fine tune our products, we will, I think, do better. Thank you.
I got quite curious when you mentioned data centers. And my concern kind of stems from the fact that Visakhapatnam, I think South India in general is quite warm. And data centers itself, they require a lot of cooling and a lot of resources to just keep them running. So, I mean, it can be Google, but it still seems quite a commitment that's not very sustainable.
The reason I believe that the data centers will not sustain in the West is because they don't have one grid system. India is very fortunate under the leadership of a Prime Minister. We have one nation, one grid. What this enables us is Andhra is one of the leading players in renewable energy. So we have a mandate to build 160 gigawatts of renewable energy, solar, wind, battery energy storage system, and pump storage hydro projects. All put together 160 gigawatts coming from renewable sources. So I have energy. In my vision document, I said 6.5 gigawatts of data center. 6.5 gigawatts. So honestly speaking, this debate is infructuous. I believe that India is very different from the West, and we shouldn't get carried away with the propaganda that's getting built against on it. And I'll tell you why. 1 gigawatt of thermal power plant consumes 7 times more water than 1 gigawatt of data center. No one is talking about the thermal power plant because everyone wants energy. But then please understand that if you have to power all the AI apps on your phone, where are they going to get powered? In the West. I believe India should have a sovereign cloud. We need to protect our data on our soil. Data embassies are required. And we are the largest markets for these companies. The traffic that YouTube gets, Instagram gets, Facebook gets, it's because of India. WhatsApp, India is the single strategically most important market. Where is our data sitting? Not in India. We intend to rewrite that. We believe that our data should be on our soil. The investments should be in our soil. And for me, please understand that every industrial revolution has created more jobs than it has replaced. But it has created in countries and geographies which were ready for it. AI is one great example of it. It's not just about data centers alone. It's not about, for me, building a data center. It's about getting the power electronics manufacturing, the server manufacturing, the whole 9 yards coming to Andhra Pradesh. Carrier has broken ground in Andhra Pradesh, by the way, to get the cooling systems for the data centers. manufactured in Andhra Pradesh. Career did that. And it's, I think 18 months we're going to deliver that project. So we intend to capture the entire ecosystem. Now I met a lot of companies here in Russia who are very good in AI. Right? So I'm now thinking on how do I prepare our youngsters for the next wave of AI revolution and AI jobs. AI is here, whether you accept it, whether you like it, you don't like it, it is here. It is going to fundamentally change the way we are all going to work, communicate. No second thoughts about it. If you resist it, you will be replaced by it. If you embrace it, you can leapfrog in terms of per capita income. We as a state, we as a leadership believe we should embrace AI. And that has been our approach. So today I visited Spur Bank had a CSR program called School 21. The delegation spent an hour and a half at it. He spent 1.5 hours. He spoke to students there. We are trying to understand how they are able to create this amazing hybrid model. Because I'm the HRD minister. That is my Bharat hat. IT, electronics and RTG is India hat. Bharat hat is education and I love it. That's a portfolio I chose. Because I believe fundamental change in India should happen from education. Nothing else. That's the fundamental change. So skill development is part of my portfolio. It's actually a very important part. So I spent considerable amount of time. I understood it's not just about technology, but it's about how do you get people to work together. How do you gamify the entire environment? So and after that, I think Krishna and I spent an hour actually reflecting about it in the car, traveling, we're exchanging ideas and thoughts. How can we get this better? So this is the work that we need to do. And India should embrace it and should go all guns blazing. Please don't get carried away by propaganda. Because I've seen technology. I visited even Intel. I saw Intel chips that are actually air-cooled. Ambient air-cooled chips. And they'll work in Indian temperatures also. Technology is changing. Look at the earlier mobile phone. Look at the iPhone today in your pocket. Look at the power it has in your pocket, right? Technology is going to evolve. What took compute capacity of 1 gigawatt today, tomorrow will be compute capacity in 50 megawatt. Things are going to crash. So technology is going to change, evolve rapidly, and India should embrace. We should never resist. On a hilarious note, when Mr. Naidu spoke about computerization in the 90s, a lot of people said that the personal computer has radiation in it and people will die working. Opposition made these allegations against him. But look at it today. A lot of people said, will computers feed you? Actually, the opposition party made the statement in 96, 97. Look at it today. So let's not get carried away with propaganda. My humble submission is that, I honestly see a lot of propaganda getting generated on data centers suddenly. All of a sudden, because Vizag is turned out to be a capital for attracting investments to data center, and there's a propaganda. And I'll not let that propaganda drive our agenda, which is creating jobs and ensuring that our sovereign data, our citizen data is on our soil.
Actually, Amaravati, Telangana. So, నేను ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి 6 months అవుతుంది. నాతో పాటు తేజ ఒక ఫ్రెండ్ ఉన్నాడు, అతన్ని ఆంధ్ర. ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత పబ్లిక్ స్టూడెంట్స్ అక్కడ వచ్చాము, కాలేజ్లో అయినాము, ప్లస్ వర్క్ కూడా చేస్తున్నాము. వీకెండ్ 14 to 16 hours వర్క్ చేస్తాము. సో ఒక డే మాకు ఒక కాన్వర్సేషన్ వచ్చింది. అరే ఇట్లా కష్టపడుతూ పోతే జీవితాంతం కష్టపడుతూనే ఉంటాం, ఇంత దూరం వచ్చినాం కదా, ఏదో ఒకటి చేద్దాము అని ఫిక్స్ అయ్యాము. దాని తర్వాత టాపిక్లో ఇండియాలో ఏం చేసేవాళ్ళు, ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తాం, ఫాదర్ ఏం చేస్తారు, ఇక్కడ టాపిక్స్ వచ్చినాయి. మాకు అక్కడ ఏమర్థం ఏంటి అంటే, మీ దగ్గర ప్రొడక్ట్ ఉంది, ఇట్లా ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేయగలము, ఇట్లా ఇంపోర్ట్ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ ఎందుకు స్టార్ట్ చేయలేము, ఇట్లా టాపిక్ వచ్చింది. ప్రాక్టికల్ అని మొబైల్స్ ద్వారా, ఇంటర్నెట్ ద్వారా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మొత్తం గ్యాదర్ చేసినాము. ఇక్కడ మాస్కో కానీ ఓవరాల్ రష్యాలో కానీ మనకి ఏ ప్రోడక్ట్కి డిమాండ్ ఉంది, ఈ ప్రొడక్ట్స్ అని గ్యాదర్ చేసినాం, మనకి ఈ ప్రొడక్ట్స్ అని ఎక్కడ దొరుకుతాయి, ఇవన్నీ గ్యాదర్ చేసినాం. కానీ ప్రాక్టికల్గా వర్కౌట్ అవ్వట్లేదు. ఎవరిని మీట్ అవ్వాలి, ఎక్కడ మీట్ అవ్వాలి, ఎలా స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి, ఏంటి అనేది, ఎలా ముందుకు తీసుకెళ్ళాలి అనేది. ఇట్లాంటి వాళ్ళ కోసం ఏమన్నా ఇప్పుడు మేడం అన్నారు, ఇప్పుడు మన ఆంధ్ర నుంచి ఎవరు ఇలా ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ చేసేవాళ్ళు లేరు అని. సో మీరు అట్లా అలాంటి వాళ్ళని రీచ్ అయ్యేలా ఏదైనా వెబ్సైట్ ఆర్ సంథింగ్ ఇలా గ్యాదర్ ఇలా అయినప్పుడే తెలుస్తుంది కదా. సో నాలెడ్జ్ ఉంది కానీ ప్రాక్టికల్గా వర్కౌట్ అవ్వట్లేదు, అది ప్రాబ్లం ఫేస్ చేస్తాం.
My humble opinion. So, I'll share my opinion. It's my personal opinion. Is that there is no substitution to hard work. That's my opinion, right? Yes, I agree, we have to work smart, no second thoughts, but we have to work hard. Pradhan Mantri garu padukokunda plane lo tiruguta desam mottam ఆయన నడిపించగలుగుతున్నప్పుడు ఆ 70 సంవత్సరాల వయసు, ఇంకో పక్కన బాబు గారు ఆ రోజు 18 గంటలు కష్టపడి ఆయన పడుకోకుండా మమ్మల్ని పడుకోనియరు ఆయన. అలాంటిది ఆయన చూసి మేము అందరం వి వర్క్ హార్డ్. సో ఇఫ్ లుక్ అట్ కృష్ణ అండ్ ఆల్ దిస్ డెలిగేషన్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ 18 hours ఎవ్రీడే, మార్నింగ్ నుంచి రాత్రి వరకు నో బ్రేక్. మేము నవ్వుతానా, స్కెడ్యూల్లో లంచ్ కూడా తీస్తారు తెలుసా మా వాళ్ళు. జనరల్గా స్కెడ్యూల్ లంచ్ అని పెడతారు, జనరల్గా లంచ్ కూడా చేయను, లంచ్ తీసేస్తారు. నేను అరే బాబు వాట్సాప్ బ్రేక్ పెట్టంటారు నేను, బికాజ్ అందరికి అలవాటు చేశాను, నాకు వాట్సాప్ పెడితే ఐ కెన్ రిజాల్వ్ అని అలవాటు చేశాను. అసలు వాట్సాప్ బ్రేక్ పెట్టండి, బయో బ్రేక్ కూడా టైం అయిపోతే ఎట్లా అని అవుతాను. దట్ అ పార్ట్ నేను ఐ అగ్రీ విత్ యూ. Definitely, see, the embassy is doing their bit. They are also working hard. They are trying to connect. As a state, we will also create a mechanism. రాష్ట్రం పరంగా కూడా ఏంటంటే ఈ ఇంపోర్ట్ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ ఎట్లా చేయాలి, ఎట్లా చేస్తే బాగుంటుంది, ఇట్లా సెషన్స్ టైం టు టైం ఏర్పాటు చేసి ఎక్స్పోజర్ చేస్తే డెఫినెట్లీ బాగుంటుంది. ఐ అగ్రీ విత్ యూ. ఆ మెకానిజం ఎలా చేయాలో ఐ డిస్కస్ ఇట్ విత్ మై ఎంఎస్ఎంఈ మినిస్టర్ అండ్ ఐ కమ్ బ్యాక్.
ఇక్కడ మేము ఐఎమ్ వర్కింగ్ ఇన్ ఫార్మా కంపెనీ ఫర్ పాస్ట్ 10 years. I see from the past 3 years. You might be knowing, we have the biggest plant in Pantapalli, 500 acres of Indian manufacturing facility. For the past 3 years, we see I went to sales and marketing of the API, and we sell our product to various customers here. For the past 3 years, mostly the API is imported from China or from India. For the past 3 years, they see a lot of interest for media has grown tremendously compared to China also. So they are looking for a lot of technologies for media, and a lot of CEOs who never traveled in 20 years also traveled to India and looking for technologies, looking for investments. I just want to update that information. So they are just looking now. A lot of Russian companies are looking for technology, and they are looking for some for India, especially in pharma.
Government in Moscow was very clear that they have a park. They showcase their park in the presentation of how they want to attract investments in the pharma sector, specifically the API sector. So actually that's one of the action item we're taking back. We showcase the opportunities. You see, man Tamil Nadu, it's a two-way stream. While we expect Russia to invest in India, vice versa also, there's a tremendous amount of opportunities. So we need to create a two-way stream. I think this is just the beginning of many discussions we're going to have and many delegations that end up coming here. Time off joining us, really appreciate it. I hope you were able to answer at least few of your questions. కష్టమైన ప్రశ్నలు అడుగుతా అన్నారు అనుకున్నా, చాలా స్మూత్గా అడిగారు అబ్బా. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. జై హింద్.